Hello and welcome to another episode of Up Until Now podcast. I am your co-host JD.
Sorry, I was burping. I'm your other co-host Andrew.
And I just want to thank you guys for joining us for our live stream, a podcast recording episode. I know it's been a while, but it has been a busy 2 weeks.
We're back, right, bitches.
We are back, bitches. Back. We are back. So just a few things. It's just like, man, Andrew, if people don't know already, what is some like crazy news that has happened to you in the last couple of weeks?
Some crazy news. I don't know. I can't think of anything top of my head.
Really?
Except that I got engaged.
Something. Oh, yep. My man got engaged. Oh shit. Yes, so Andrew is now an engaged man. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Thank you. We can definitely get more information about your engagement, maybe today, maybe sometime, and we can bring Ashley on. But that's definitely something amazing. Congratulations, my friend. I wish you would have given me more time so, I could freaking,
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Whatever.
I did consider it, but it was just too expansive.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Honestly, though, if you think about it this way, like I pretty much did the same thing to you too. So
Pretty much. I mean, you did drop off the dogs at my place. Well, so like me and Ashley were thinking about that. We're like,
yeah,
oh man, do you think we can drop off Moro? And because like when we came back, we had to pay the resort $560 to pick up Moro and Kitty.
yeah. See, the only problem is like I can only watch Moro. I can't watch Kitty.
See, that would have been fine. Like Moro was the expensive one.
Oh, really? I mean, we could have. I think we could have.
No, it's just the fact that like our airline ticket, everything that we got like a package deal, it was all through Indianapolis. So like it would have been too long of a drive to keep going back and forth. So
Got it. That makes sense.
It's just it would have been too like rough to like go back to your place and right back to our place.
Got it. I mean, I got it. That makes sense. I got you. But hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's amazing, man. I'm super happy for you. Super excited to be the best man. Even though I don't think you've officially asked me, so I'm just gonna wait for the official ask.
I officially
But
asked
you know,
10 years ago.
that doesn't really count. You have to do it again because I technically officially asked you too, but then I officially asked you again.
Oh, fun fact. There was a big like lag and I had a big ass brain fart when I was at the airport.
Yeah.
And I accidentally forgot to pack my knife into my luggage and kept it in my pocket. And
So you don't have it anymore?
I was going through the stuff and I pulled everything out, like just like instinctively. I just pulled my knife out because like at work, I just do it all the time. It's like I don't think of it. It's like it's a knife. You know,
Yeah.
to me, it's a tool I use at work. I pulled it,
Yeah.
I put it in the tray, and like these people were freaking out. They're like, whose knife is this? Because like they flipped it open and everything. I was like, and then I was like, where's all my stuff? Like my stuff didn't come through the little thing because they stopped it. And I was like, where is it? Like these idiots stole my stuff. I can see it. It's right there. You have it. And they're like, is this yours? I was like, yes, that is mine. It has my name on it. That's mine. That's me, Andrew, right here. And they were like, what are you gonna do about this? I was like, what am I gonna do about what? It sits in my pocket. They're like, it's a knife. It's a weapon. You can't take this. And I was like, what? What are you guys talking about? And then I realized I was like, oh, it's a knife, like a knife. Like I could shank a motherfucker. And then I was like, oh no. And then the guy, like the security guy, who was really nice about it, he was like, hey, shit, my name's Andrew. I was like, oh. And then he's like, well, like you have 3 options here. He's like, A, you can see if you have time to go back to the front and hope that they didn't send your luggage off to the plane already.
Yeah.
And ask them to put it in. And 2, throw it out. I was like, ooh, that was a best man gift. I'm not going to toss that shit out. He's like, well, 3, you could pay a fee and mail it back to your house. So I paid a fee, mailed it back to my place. It's still in transit though.
Oh, it's a knife.
No, like in I couldn't process it properly. I was like, what the hell are they freaking out about? It's a knife. Like, calm down. Like, what's the big deal here? And then I was like, oh shit, we're at an airport. Like, we can't do that. If we can't even bring a bottle of fucking lotion, what makes me think I can bring a knife? Like, holy shit. If people can't fucking beat their fucking baloney, like, what makes you think you could bring a fucking knife on the? I just couldn't process. It was just a lot going on, and
yeah.
I had the engagement on my mind. I was like, I need this just in case someone tries like swindling me over there in Mexico. I was like, I'm gonna fuck someone up.
So dumb. Oh my god.
But yeah, everything's fine. I got it shipped back to our place.
I mean, okay, I'm glad it's not like something that you like had to throw away.
No.
I'd have been really sad about that.
That would never have been an option. It was either gonna be A or
C.
Not go. Like if they didn't have a C, it's either A or not go. Like, sorry,
A or not go.
I'll catch another flight. Something. I got to do something.
Oh my lord. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, congratulations, and I'm glad you didn't throw away my gift to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So the reason why, so we want to talk about another thing that's been kind of happening and it's been on our radar as Andrew JD has been GameStop. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already heard about what's going on with the GameStop stock, and it's some crazy projections going on out there. And some people are saying like it was like, oh, it's going to go from $200 to $1,000 per share, and then went from $1,000 to 10,000, then 100,000, and then $1 million per share, then 100 million per share. Then the highest one that I've seen was $420 million per share, and I'm like, a part of me is like, there's no fucking way. But
Right.
like then it got me thinking, like it got me thinking is like, what if like it does go up to like, let's say 10 million a share, and somehow people end up with $100 million after taxes? You know what I mean? That's a stupid amount of money. So we decided to like kind of make this into a fun game, and kind of bring on a friend of ours who's been on the podcast before, and kind of just like talk about, possibly what's been going on, and just get a better understanding of like how this is working. And I think the main focus of this episode is like, what would we do if we had shares and we sold our shares for $100 million? Like, what would we do with that money? So to welcome back this individual from let me rewind that back. To welcome this individual back onto our podcast, we decided to drink again. So I have the yogurt soju. Andrew has some special tequila, and James is on the podcast again, and he has Hennessy.
I have Terramana from the Rock.
Terramana. Yeah. Well, welcome back to the podcast, James. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for drinking with us. Now, with that being said, cheers to Andrew. Congratulations on being engaged and being enslaved to the same woman for the rest of your life. Cheers.
Cheers.
And I don't have a shot glass because I couldn't find one, so I'm just drinking it straight out the bottle.
Oh, this is so good.
Oof.
Oof.
So strong.
Oh, let's do another one. That was so good.
You can't drink all of it. You told Ashley that you wouldn't drink all of it.
I told her 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
5 turns into 20.
5 just turns into the whole bottle. It's going to be gone before that episode's done.
Tastes so good.
But glad to be here. Congrats, Andrew, again.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. It is awesome to see love in fruition. I love it.
Ooh, triple date. We got to do that sometime.
Triple date does sound amazing. It sounds like a lot of fun, and be totally down for that. But anyways, so kind of going off this GameStop thing, the way that I see it is that there is a potential opportunity for people to get a shit ton of money. And by a shit ton, it's like a stupid amount of money. I know that I've been reading up on it, and it seems like some people have like quadruple digit numbers of shares, and there's like 2 or 3 like very, very rich individuals that have, I think, close to maybe 6 digits of shares or more. Like we don't know how many shares these people have, but there is a lot of shares out there that people are buying and just holding. And I don't want to get too nitty gritty into the details, because it is a very interesting situation that is happening with a GameStop stock. I think the way that because James is actually the one that got both Andrew and I into it. Like we started like researching, we started taking a look. We may or may not have purchased a couple of shares each, but that's just information that we're not going to disclose. But we're just thinking of like, the best way that James explained it to me is like, let's imagine there's a banana farm, and these chimpanzees selling these bananas, right? Because the banana farm is going out of business. And now all these apes are coming in and be like, you know what? No, we want bananas. So we're just going to go straight to the farm and buy as many, if not all, the fucking bananas that there are. And now the chimpanzees that promised other monkey people bananas no longer have bananas to share and to sell. So they went into a secret laboratory, made up their own bananas, but everyone knows those bananas are bullshit. And now these chimpanzees have to buy back every single stock at whatever price the gorillas or the apes have accumulated these bananas. So that's kind of like the basics, like the very, very basic ground level of what's going on. Essentially, chimpanzees fucked up. They have to buy back the bananas from the apes, and the apes, we want $10 million per fucking banana. So that's kind of like,
apes.
We are the apes, and the fact that if you buy and hold these shares of GameStop stock, you essentially have a banana, and these chimpanzees, which are the hedge funds, we won't use real real names. So let's just put a couple of fake hedge funds out there. So Citadel is one of them, and the other one is Calvin Minimum. So like those are the two. So those are the two fake hedge funds out there, Citadel and Calvin Minimum. That is the two hedge funds that are just imaginary at this point. So. So I mean that's kind of like the basics of what's going on, and the fact is like these apes or these normal people that have like bought these shares have the potential of essentially a lot of people have been saying that this could be the biggest redistribution of wealth in the entirety of human history, and it's just something that's interesting to be a part of. But I think the question is right. The question that everyone is trying to ask and everyone is trying to think about is, what the fuck are we going to do with all that money? So I think the basic question that we wanted to have here is like, if we somehow, like by God's blessing or by the God of Warren Buffett himself, if we are able to, secure $100 million after this, like this GameStop stuff going on, what would we do with this? Because I can't imagine what 100 million of something is. Like in my head, I can't like wrap my head around that, and to put that into dollars. Like the most amount of money that I've held in my hand at one time was like $10,000. and like trying to imagine what like 10,000 times that is just, it's ridiculous. So like I know James and I have been thinking about a lot about it because we've been talking about like, if we have shares. I'm going to neither confirm or deny if we have shares, but
you might as well say you do the way you're talking. Jesus Christ. We just don't specify how many shares, but we all know you do. like everyone in the world listening to this knows you have a share.
I have
all right.
a tenth of a share.
I have some shares. All right. I have some stock in this company, in GameStop. I do have a few.
I like the stock.
I'm not gonna be specific in which stock it is.
Yeah, I like the stock. I like the stock. That's why I have it. And also, just to preface, and just legally, this is not financial advice whatsoever. We're just dumbasses that just so happen to buy into this interesting situation. Like because of Reddit, and that's the only reason why we're in this. So we're here for the memes. We're here for the memes. So like, I mean, I guess the overarching question is like, if we do like us three, we sell our shares if we have them. I'm not going to confirm or deny whether you guys have the shares. But if we sell them at an incredible increase of like $100 million, right? What is something that you would do with the money? I think James has been on this the longest out of the three of us when it comes to how long they've been in this world of GME. James, what would you do with $100 million if the things that people have been saying are true and we somehow acquire this amount of money? Like what are like your first things that you want to buy?
Are we talking about like beaming wise, or are we talking about like realistically?
That's an interesting question. Let's do both. So the first one is realistically, you sit down and you're like, after this is completely done, it rockets to the fucking moon and back and to Pluto again. Like, what's like the first thing that like you're immediately gonna do?
Okay, so like assuming that we do end up getting, say, $100 million, and I plan on actually withdrawing $500,000 from my portfolio, and then going to the Porsche dealership and buying myself a new car. And that's what I'm gonna do as soon as that happens. I've been in college for 6 fucking years. It's time for me to get a gift.
So you said, like you would like pull out $500,000 just cash and just walk into oh my god, that's insane.
Well, not cash, but obviously I would get like a cashier's check, because I don't know if they would want to count all that to begin with.
I think they'd have a treat.
Yeah, can you imagine you just walk in a briefcase, and just slam it fucking ground, like, here's your money, give me my car.
It's like a rare occasion where someone can come across $500,000 in cash in front of their face. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a treat.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, just like, I mean, any car dealership nowadays, it's everything's like through finance, just because like there's so many like tax benefits, whether you go through like a business or whether like you get like a low APR and like you're making a job that like pretty much the car pays for itself. So
Yeah.
like I there's like a ton of benefits. So it's very rare to see like just straight cash. Like, here, give me the damn keys.
Like, where are my keys? Where are my keys at? So like, realistically, like, that's the realistic thing. Like, that's what you're actually gonna do. Like, if everything goes the way that people have been planning, like, you're walking down to the Porsche dealership and grabbing a car.
Well, I mean, obviously we have to wait for the portfolio to transfer over to checking
Of
account,
course.
and that's gonna take like 3-5 business days, just because $500,000. Like, like they're gonna be like, the Chase is gonna be like, is this guy like
Selling drugs again? What the hell?
yeah, $500,000 right out of the ass, and after him being like becoming overdrafted like -$700 like last year.
This guy just drops 500 big ones, just giant ones into his account like that. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
Oh God,
but
someone
then,
stole his identity and gave him money. Oh God.
He's part of a money laundering rig.
no, I got it from like the Prince of Africa. He promised me.
He finally
A
followed
Nigerian prince. But
He
that's
wasn't
okay.
lying after all.
So that's what you would do. You would just immediately go to the Porsche dealership. Essentially.
Yeah, and then obviously like try to figure out the rest of the finances, because like I feel like once you come across like that wealth, like it's human greed within us just to like make sure we keep our wealth. And like that's how like rich people have stayed rich, is because like once they've come across that amount of wealth, like they just want to keep it.
Yeah, and not even just keep it, but like make it grow and make it bigger.
Exactly.
And also, I know this is a side note, but just to preface everybody that's watching and that's a part of this this stream and this chat, we're all wearing black T-shirts completely out of coincidence. We did not plan to match at all. We just so happened to match. It's just
Me
great
and
minds
James
think
planned
alike. Oh, you and James planned it? Okay, I
You were
guess I was
just
just.
oddball.
Oh, okay.
You do
I
not
guess- I
speak for
guess-
me and James.
I guess great 8 minds think alike. Oh, like, and I think and it's interesting because like, yeah, we like, even us, like I even when I was like first into this, like they first said like, oh, it's gonna be like $1,000 to $10,000 a share, and in my head I'm like, shit, that's still a shit ton of money. Like, let's say hypothetically someone has like 20 shares, right? If somebody has 20 shares and they sell it at $10,000 a pop, that's $200,000.
Yeah.
That's, for most people, that's almost 5 years of work,
of good
yeah.
work.
of good work, like, of good
Yeah.
full-time pay before taxes.
Yeah.
And just being able to have that kind of money is just it's crazy.
And like that's like the thing, like for some people like 200 grand is life changing, but like for I know for my parents 200 grand, like, oh great, that'll just pay off some debts, but I still have to go back to work the next day.
Yeah, but like, and I think that's why we decided to like pick up and pick the $100 million number, because I feel like with our audience base, like that's the number that's like, oh shit, like there's a potential where you don't have to work ever a day in your life again.
Yeah, no one in your family, like your immediate family should have to pick up or go out to work out a job ever again.
Yeah, and that's like the bizarre part of it, like. Like imagine, like, and I think that's for me, that's like the hardest part. I can't imagine like not having, because our parents have like worked so hard to stay in this country. Our parents worked so hard to kind of acclimate to the United States and make money and essentially live the American dream. But we are here we just bought some stocks because we like the stock, and then somehow it's going to be $100 million.
Who knows if we have it or not? It can or cannot confirm.
I mean, for you and James, like I said, I have shares. I have shares.
Shut up. We all have shares.
But if you really think about it, like that's like what separates. So like all our parents are immigrants, right? And like they, like you get a good job and like it'll hopefully it'll pay off and like achieve that American dream, getting like living in a suburban home, having a family and all that. But like they're all like dying out of like debt or like overwork or anything, and like that's to me that's not the American dream. The American dream is like what the millionaires are like living out of. Like they're just like, you know, having a cocktail on a Tuesday morning on a beach, you know,
just because they want to.
Yeah, like
and the fact that they're alive and breathing, they don't have to pick up a pencil, they don't have to type anything on a keyboard, but they're making money. They're making money by just breathing. They're making more money in the instant that they order the drink than that drink actually fucking costs. Or 500 of those drinks fucking cost. You know, like, and that's like mind blowing. You know, like it's like it's like one of those things where like people say like, oh, if Jeff Bezos dropped $100 bill, the amount of time it would take for him to bend over, pick up the $100 bill, he's already made more money than that $100 bill. And like that kind of wealth and that kind of like money it's like one of those things where people say like it takes money to make money, and it's so true. It's so stupidly true that like, yeah, like of course, like, as an individual person, you can put money in the stock market, you know, get some bonds, get some CDs or other things like that, and you can make money to invest and to retire. But this is like, you don't have to do any work. You hire a team, you hire all these people and be like, yo, you just take care of my money. I will give you a salary for it, and that salary is going to come from the money that you make me. It's just mind blowing.
And you're just like, go make it grow.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it. Okay, so James, that's like your realistic thing that you were going to do with the money if it blows up like this. Like, what is like the other one, the
memeing.
The memeing one. Yeah, if you were to meme $100 million, what would you be doing?
You get a Lambo. You get a Lambo. A Lambo for everybody.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So like, okay, so James and I were talking about this for like a week or so, and then you know, Andrew came back from Cancun, and then we were like, we got Andrew on it. We're like, hey, just buy a few shares. You don't have to tell us how many. Just buy a few, just in case something happens. You know. So like, Andrew, if you had $100 million, or somehow the amount of shares that you had accumulates to $100 million, like what's like the first thing that you would do?
Realistically, it's kind of what Jerry said: zero out any debt that I have, and my parents. I know my parents have been struggling always, as long as I can remember. Well, at least to the point where like 2010, when we moved to Indiana, ever since they got bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know, they worked their ass off to make my life good. So and like the coincidence of that whole thing is I promised my mom, I was like, Oma, in 5 years, and this was like last month maybe, I was randomly talking to her. I was like, Oma, 5 years, I promise, like you'll be able to retire comfortably, and I'm gonna be the reason why. And like I really do want to help my parents be able to just relax for once. And I know for Asian parents that's hard to just relax. Like my dad went on vacation and he did not have a good time. He went to Cancun
because he was worried
2 years ago, and he had a miserable time because he didn't know how to relax. He was constantly like trying to do something, and then my uncles were like, "We're on a golf course. Grab a drink, relax." And he's like, "I got to do something." And like I pity him to a point. It's like that's so sad that you don't know how to relax, and like it drives my mom crazy. Like Wednesdays are his days off. Like it drives my mom crazy when he's home because he's always finding something to do. And if there's not something, like they're always just driving to Chicago. He's like, we'll find something to do in Chicago. Maybe we'll get some more groceries or something. It's like, relax. Like it's your day off. Like, holy shit. And like, that's why like immediately I would zero out my debt for sure. Just because, you know, let's be honest here. My future is more potentially important. Let's be honest here. I have a further future than them in the most respectable way. I called my dad the other day. It was his birthday on the 13th. And I was like, oh, Dad, you're old. He's like, yeah, I'm old. I'm 61 now. I was like, yeah, you grandpa? He's like, yeah, soon as death. I was like, oh, who says that? Like, what the hell?
That got dark super fucking fast. Jesus.
Yeah, no, I was like, what the fuck? But immediately zero out my debt, and then my parents, and then I don't know. I want to expand my generosity to my family, just because like my family's super close with each other, and I know all my family works hard, but at the same time, I don't want to open that news up to like non-immediate family.
Yeah.
Just because money corrupts, and I've seen it firsthand in family too. But the one person that I cannot and I will not leave out is Kevin, just because he has helped me when I was at rock bottom, and so it'll just be my immediate family, and Kevin. I would for sure, boom, and then of course, realistically talking, find a team to manage the incredible amount of money that I have come across, and that's live life from there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like the same way. Like if I was memeing, right, I would just take all that money. Okay, Andrew says drink.
Oh, I saw you take a sip earlier. That's why.
He was thirsty.
Yeah, I was thirsty, and this is like weirdly sweet.
I told you it's just juice.
If I was memeing, right, like full out memeing, I would take like 50% of it and put it into Dogecoin.
Sheesh.
If I was just straight memeing, if I was just straight memeing, if I was straight memeing, I would just invest in another meme. Like that's what I would do. I'm not. That's not my lifestyle. But like, so the reason why, so the things that I would do is I would do pretty much exactly what Andrew and James and even Jerry said as well. So recently, I've been asking my mom questions because I know my mom handles my parents like finances. So I told her, like, find out how much it would cost and how much you need to retire today, and I'll write you a check. Like, and that's what I was gonna do, and I was gonna take that same amount that my mom gives me and write another check for Esther's mom, and like, I mean, and that's just like the first thing, and then honestly though, I think I'm like James. I would probably just transfer, 250,000. I probably don't need 500,000 because I would go to the Toyota dealership and be more economical, and I would buy a fully souped out RAV4. I know it's really dumb, but that RAV4 is not for me. It's for Esther. It's for my wife.
Hey, that's the one that Ashley wants now too.
Really, the RAV4?
RAV4.
Yo, it's a nice car.
She's like it's a great family car.
Yep.
It's reliable and
great
it's
gas
affordable.
mileage. Yo, that gas mileage on that car is insane. It's like the same as a Corolla, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I would get Esther a RAV4, and then since James is gonna be selling, or since James is gonna be buying a Porsche, I was gonna buy his Civic, and then drive his Civic.
Hey, the Civic Si has a great mileage too. It gets I think it's 34, during the summer, because I just go windows down, no air conditioning or anything. Exactly,
and then I can learn how to drive stick, and then Esther and I are moving. I think have I mentioned on the podcast? Anyways, Esther and I are moving. Esther got a new job, so we have to move out of this place. So yeah, we're moving. We found a place that we like, but it's unfurnished, and we don't have a lot of furniture. So honestly, I would just use some of the money, buy some nice furniture. Not nice furniture. I'd buy probably some IKEA garbage furniture because we're only going to be here for a year.
Hey,
so just buy some furniture.
Great shit.
It's a hit or a miss.
Wait, only question. Why don't you just buy quality furniture and then just keep using it until it gets worn out?
It's a pain in the ass to move. It's a pain in the ass to move everything.
I knew that was going to be his answer because that's my answer.
Okay.
See, Andrew already knows. It's
but
just.
You come across that $100 million. All right, let's say you only you take 250,000, and it only takes $1,000 to to like move everything, and maybe even under that, just like if it's only like a little bit of stuff, you
Jeez,
know.
this guy is shitting on what I'm gonna do realistically. I didn't say nothing about his, and he's just already like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You're not my fiduciary. Get out of here.
I mean, I kind of am. I got you guys into it.
I mean, I can't argue with that. But yeah, so that's what I mean. I'd probably end up doing something with furniture, whether that be buying a nice mattress because I want a nice mattress, like little things like that. And then I was honestly just gonna continue working for a year, and continue doing the things that I'm doing for a year, just because I don't know. Like I think you all said this too. Like money corrupts. Like if I have $100 million in my bank, I want to believe, as the person that I am, and my personality and my upbringing, like that's not going to change me. Like this massive amount of wealth that like just so happens to come across my bank account, where the balance in my bank account looks like a fucking phone number. Like I want to believe that it won't change me, but I don't know. I feel like it can, and it so easily can. So I want to take a year where I'm still working and I'm still, working for the university, and just like taking time to like sit back and think about what I want to do with this. Like I don't want to be that person that like buys mansions and then all of a sudden can't afford to keep the mansions, and then everything repoed, and you get evicted, and your credit score.
Stupid.
Yeah, your credit score goes from 850 to fucking 0. Like you're like, Jesus. like and that's the thing. Like I don't want to be that. And I think for me personally, trying to fully understand the weight and the gravity of how much money $100 million is, and taking a year to think about that and really kind of plan out my life that way. I want to do that. Take a year and just figure it out. But like I feel like if people like are thinking about possibly getting into GameStop stock, it's like, yeah,
He's
like
laggy.
why not? Oh yeah, Josh, I'm laggy as hell.
Yeah. Going off what you said, I think it really depends as a person and like how you grew up. I
Yeah.
feel like we all come from like humble beginnings, and like our parents worked hard to like make sure there's like there's food on the table and a roof over our head. And like I can honestly say, like my parents, we were living off like welfare like when I was first born, and like we were getting like the SNAP, and the Bill Clinton was so great back then that we got like free diapers and free formulas and stuff like that. So that's why it came out okay. But like I mean, like going off what like what you said, like I feel like besides me being stupid with like the 500K, I'm gonna like I've been telling JD and Andrew this, that we should like you have to find your like a fiduciary, a CPA, and like a tax attorney and estate and trust attorney, just so like you're covered, you're behind, and they can walk you through your finances. Because like what is considered is like financial term for this is called windfall. And like there's people that's been like in like these kind of situations, and there's gonna be a shit ton of people who like that's going through this situation with if GameStop really does rocket to the moon. And like I feel like people will pay like their taxes and everything, but like there's gonna be a lot of people like that will like end up being like just broke at the end of the day. So like I feel like building that core team like right after like you get like whatever you want like out of like the your immediate wants or immediate needs taken care of, like you build that core team right away.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's the thing. Like during that year of like for me of like self-reflection and understanding what this money means and what it means to like my life and like how it's going to change and alter it. Like I'm going to get that team as soon as possible and be like, hey, you guys deal with it, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I would be just way too overwhelmed to even try to like accomplish even anything of like making that money into more money,
No, and also I feel like no matter what, your perspective of money will change, just because your lifestyle is going to change once you come across that kind of money.
Yeah.
Like the way like your dining out experience, your shopping experience, it's gonna alter everything about like who you were before. Like
Yeah.
shit, I shop at H&M right now. If I come across $100 million, you know damn well I'm not gonna be going to H&M still. I'm gonna be getting suits and shit. And that alone is gonna change my perspective on how I look at life.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like to a point, I feel like people can control changing, but to another extent, you can't control it just because your lifestyle is just going to be too different now.
Yeah.
Unless like you just stay put with that money and just live that same life, which I feel like would be impossible though.
No, it's very possible. If you look at like Warren Buffett, for example, he's been living in that same like shoddy old house. I mean, like granted, it's a big house,
Yeah.
but like I'm sure he has like multiple properties, but like the main residence he lives at is in like that shoddy old like big house, and he drives the same exact car. So I mean, it is very possible for you to like. There's like I feel like there's two like spectrums of where to go. And what Josh said, he goes McDonald's every day, by the way. So like I mean it really depends on like who you are as a person. I feel like what JD was saying, like reflecting as a person and like understanding the amount of wealth, because I like I'm not gonna lie, I do have some like dumb tendencies to go out and spend. Like I mean just look at like the $3,000 computer, like but like it's like
And
those
he's an
things,
enabler.
yeah. It's like things like that. It's just like that I'm worried of. But that's why like I feel like having like the core team like walking you through on like how to manage your finances, and like if you need, if so need be, have people like that like hard stops you, like no, you got to stop spending. And I feel like having like close friends, like if it's just like us three and like we come like this core amount of wealth, like we can help each other like stay grounded and like stay together, you know, instead of like, you know, veering off into like the path of like just like unknown
Drugs.
I mean, like even on top of that, like there are people that when you go through certain things in life, you want to go through it with either people that are in a similar situation or people that, you know, that have gone through it in the past. You know, you don't want to go through shit or go through like good times with people that just don't understand. It doesn't make it doesn't make sense to them. It doesn't make sense to you. And there's a disconnect there, and it's difficult to find that connection. So like when you find, like, for example, like this GME thing, like again, if and when it like explodes and rockets to Pluto and everyone's selling their shares at 25 million a pop, the fact that I don't know, I feel like as us three, like James said, like we come from very similar, like some very similar upbringings, right? Our parents were immigrants. They've worked hard to be and provide for us and given us the things that we've had, including our financial knowledge. But the fact that even if like we come across this wealth, right? None of our family members are going to understand. Like we're gonna go to them and be like, yeah, so like it'll be like some like a random friend from high school coming to you. He's like, oh yeah, my net worth is now $150 million, and you're like, yeah, bullshit, yeah. And then like it's just like that kind of situation, even with our family, where like if you go to your family and open up about these financial things, like Andrew mentioned a little earlier, it's like it brings out, like money brings out greed and interesting things of a specific, like of people. And like a lot of like those fair weather friends and those fair weather family members come out just looking for their cut for like of something that is not theirs.
Hey, you remember when I gave you that soda like 26 years ago?
Yeah, interest on that is probably.
I've been calculating that interest is about $4,000 now.
And you're like, what the
oh, you want $4? Here's $4.
Yeah, here's $4. There you go. But like, so like, and that's the thing. Like, and honestly, there's a person in my head that I feel like that in my own family that would be that person, where they would like all of a sudden start texting me and being like, "Yo, how you doing? What's up? How have you been? We haven't talked in forever." And I'm like, "Get out of here! I know exactly what you're doing. You know, I know exactly what you're doing." And the fact that even on top of that, where like you as people probably came across this wealth like non-traditionally, like winning the lottery, like what Josh said, winners go like 75% of lottery winners go bankrupt because they just don't get it. And for me, it's like, well, I feel like when I open it to family and I open it where you don't know who to trust anymore. Once you like kind of open these doors and like kind of show just a glimpse of the wealth that you have. Like whether for James that's buying a Porsche, for me it's buying a '95 Nissan Skyline imported from Japan for $200,000. You know, like people
Right.
know and people notice. You know what I mean? Like, but like think about it. If for like Andrew and James knows, my wife and I drive a Corolla. And it's like a very, very standard, basic Corolla. But if for whatever reason, all of a sudden I'm coming to your house in a $200,000 modded sports car, like you'd be like, what the fuck happened?
You can't just play it off like it's a rental.
Yeah, you can't just play if it's a rental. It's like the plates aren't like they're from Illinois. You're like, you don't get those kinds of rentals in Illinois and Champaign.
See, that's why I was joking. Like, just say like, "Oh, yeah, I'm in negative equity. I'm really in debt with all this."
Yeah, I'm in some real debt. But like that's the thing, and I feel like with us and just us three, like just kind of taking that as an example, like if this happens, right, we're all in the same spot. Where like we came from where whether one of us is in school, one of us is at a part-time job, one of us is married with a bunch of credit card debt because another one of us told that person to buy a $3,500.
Guess who's who?
like little things like that. Like we understand what financial situations that we're in, not only because we're like so open about it, or like, but like we live each other's lives, in one way or another, and having that sense of camaraderie and that sense of family. It makes, like what James said, it makes you grounded. It'll help us like realize and be like, yo, why the fuck did you spend $500 million on a house? Like that on that alone is like another $25 million a month. You can't afford that shit. And like just kind of being grounded and like understanding like, hey, you got to fucking calm down. Like what the hell are you doing? And I think that like that's what we that's what I'm hoping. Like that's what I'm hoping we have here. Like if this happens.
Like
Like
call
just
each
throwing
other's
it out.
bullshit out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna buy a $250,000 house. That's my limit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Going to Texas, get that big land.
Are you? Well, it depends where you go in Texas, because I know like in Sugarland, it depends. Like it varies, and it depends if you're like
get
building.
fat real estate down in Texas for that kind of
Yeah.
price.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So like apparently with James and Andrew, they want to go to Texas. I still want to go to Colorado, but like I know how like real estate works in Texas and Colorado, and I'm like Texas sounds a lot better.
Nice.
And it won't fuck up my supercars. That's plural, by the
we
way.
could all go to Texas first and then go to Colorado.
Mm.
Or let's
Or
just
he
get a
can just
vacation
live-
house in Colorado.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him.
Mm.
Like you can just come live in Texas 6 months out of the year, and then when it starts snowing, just go out to Colorado, go snow your bum out, and then just come back when it starts getting warm again.
Go on a 6-month vacation.
Yeah. No, why not? And like little things like that. And I think for me, right, even if this doesn't happen, even if like we don't make as much money, maybe we only make $5 per share, like that's still $5 more per share than we had originally. And not to mention, it kind of built this form of camaraderie, and it kind of built like a better knowledge of like of what the stock market is and how to invest for future purposes. But like even if it doesn't happen, it's fun to dream. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to be a part of a different conversation that doesn't rely on the fact that, oh, what I would love to go on vacation, but oh man, I won't be. I'm not able to afford it. Right. But now it's like, oh, I want to go on vacation. You know what? Let me wait 2 months for the CME stock to explode, and I can go on whatever fucking vacation I want. And then that's when you start dreaming and you start believing in the fact that this can happen or this will happen for you.
I mean, so there's two sides of the coin. Like there's doubters and and there's optimists like me, and just like by like everything that's been going on with the new SEC chairman, which is like the government run that they regulate all trading through Wall Street. And so Gary, I think his name is Gary Gensler. His initials are GG Nori.
GG game over.
Yeah. So he actually implemented where you can't short the housing market ever again. And he did a lot for like the common man, like the average Joe. And I feel like if like this doesn't skyrocket up to the moon, a lot of people are like, because it's not just the United States. You got to realize it's people from Ireland, UK, Asia,
Japan, I heard
China,
of, like Japan
yeah.
has some like decent percentages.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
they would lose trust in like the American stock market, and like they would just start investing to someone else, and that's where we start losing our superpower, because money controls, or money equals power, and if we have no money, then like we're just we're just a secondary state or like country at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I again, like I think for me, being a realist and me being like a little bit of a pessimist too. Like I think we've kind of heard that throughout the channel, you know, or not the channel, but yeah, the channel, the podcast, whatever. I think we're on YouTube as well right now, so I think that's why I said channel. But anyways, the fact that like in throughout this podcast, I've been a realist, and Andrew knows I'm a realist, and I think sometimes that's why he gets pissed off at me sometimes, where I'm just too real. Like sometimes I don't rage with him, or sometimes I don't see in his viewpoint and be overly emotional, because for me it's just like I want to be, but sometimes I just feel like sometimes you just gotta be real with yourself. It's life. But like me being a part of this interesting GME endeavor, it makes me a little bit more, optimistic. I'm like, oh my God, what if, James and I have been talking every day for the last week. Andrew and James and I have been talking all afternoon. We're like, dude, what if this goes off? Like, we can do so much shit. James and I were talking also about donating back to our home church, and telling them, build a gym and call it the Ape Squad Gym. And now the new mascot of the church is a gorilla. Like we're like fun and stupid shit like that. Like it's just fun to talk about it. It's fun to dream. And even if it doesn't happen, just being able to have those dreams, whether we can achieve them without GME or not, is something to reach for. And I think it's like that Kanye line where it's like, you reach for the stars, and if you fall, you land on the clouds. It's like if you reach high and you land a little bit higher, you would have never reached the clouds if you never reached for the stars. And I think that's where I'm kind of at right now, where I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna be a little bit more optimistic here, because it doesn't hurt right now.
Hey, Debbie Downer.
It doesn't hurt right now to be an uplifter, or to be an ape, a good ape, a diamond-handed ape,
Smooth-brained ape,
smooth-brained, diamond-handed ape. Like, and it's something that, like, I feel like it's just fun to be a part of, and it's fun to dream about. Like, oh, what if we had $100 million? James and I, and Andrew, I'm pretty sure we can drag him into it. We're like, we'll split a $30 million villa in Aspen, Colorado, so we can ski in and ski out. Like dumb shit like that. Like, we can be like, oh, what's $30 million? That's like what, $30,000. That's not bad.
I mean, no, once you get into million, yeah, it does matter. But 10 million per person, that's not bad. That's like, it's a great investment. Like, especially just because like we can go whenever we want, and
off-season rentals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like we and it gives us a chance to like meet at a common place, and just hang out and like just relax.
Exactly.
Shit, we should just move to Texas and just buy a house at a cul-de-sac.
we could just make our cul-de-sac.
Just you right, make it. I would like to make a street called Ape Street.
Ape Street, please.
Also, don't get mad, or like you start to like think about like twice about like, just because your house is bigger than like the other person, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's my uncle's. That's where I've seen money just get.
Yeah. There's always going to be someone who has a bigger house. There's always going to be someone who has the nicer shoes. There's always going to be someone, like it's like the famous lines of J. Cole. There's always going to be someone who's better than you.
Yeah.
And you're going to see me in basketball shorts and flip flops.
Yep.
Yeah, the same here. Like I plan on getting like 30 ape shapes, and I'm wearing that every single day of my life. Like,
you'll have a monkey suit, pun intended, for like like your fiduciary meetings, but 99.9% of the time you're gonna be in an ape t-shirt that just says ape gang.
Exactly, and I'll obviously wear a suit when it's when I go on dates with Ira, or whether I go on like for weddings or whatnot, But
yeah, but you only need 2 suits then.
Yeah.
You need the business suit and you need the party suit. So like,
wait, so the party suit's not my birthday suit?
Nope, that's completely different. That's the birthday suit, man.
A little banana stitching on it. That's the party suit right there.
That's the party suit. But yeah, I mean, I think yeah, even if like it doesn't blow up as much as it does. I mean, I feel like we, again, based on the readings and what's been going on and speculation, like we're gonna make some money out of it, and it's gonna be more money than it's more money than we had before. And I don't know, I feel like it's been fun to talk about it and just make jokes about it. I mean, there was one time where I think James, Ira, and Esther and I were on a double date, and then we were sitting in Naf and we're just eating. They were like, well, what if if James and Ira lived in Texas and Esther and I lived in Colorado, like we want to see each other all the time. I'm like, no, we can just build a highway that goes immediately from my house to James's house, own private highway. And then Ira goes, oh no, why don't you just do a bullet train? And I'm like, now you're thinking like a billionaire. Let's do it. Like shit like that. It's just so it's fun, and it might be harmful in the future if it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, then it's just like, well, shit. Now we have all these fucking ideas, and we can just run with them.
That won't work. A highway to straight shot from your house? No. You gotta keep your realistic JD back. Bring the realistic bullet train straight from Colorado to Texas from your house to James's. No, all right. Let's
Okay. I'm sorry, Andrew. There will be a stop for your house too. Don't worry.
I'm gonna be
if that's
James's
what you're worried
neighbor.
about. You don't have to worry about it. It'll be there.
You don't need to worry about it. I'm gonna be James' neighbor in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like as soon as, like, again, like kind of going back and focusing on the Texas thing, like after like reading like this, all these like things going on Reddit, and like the possibility of like the amount of money that people can make, in my head I'm like, man, I don't want to, like, a part of me doesn't want to go to Colorado because like everything is just, property is expensive, cost of living is expensive out there. So in my head I'm like considering, if I go to Texas, I can buy some supercars, and like I won't be, I wouldn't be messing them up with salt and snow.
Asian food's better than at Texas too.
That's very true, and so is bread in general, because yeast don't rise up in Colorado.
I don't know. You guys are talking about like getting cars and stuff. It's like, to me, like cars are like the biggest waste of money.
Yeah, so for me, it's I just want three cars, like total between me and Esther. So like I want a RAV4 for Esther. I want a Ford Raptor, which is like a giant pickup truck, and then I want just like a fun like fast car, so like a '95 Nissan Skyline. That's my car.
Yeah, and then for me, it's like a Porsche Macan, which is just your standard SUV. It's pretty small too. And then like I like to keep it in the Porsche family, which is like a 911. And then like for a JDM import, I bet like the '98 Supra, which would come out in 2024. But like, it's like I get what you're coming from, because cars are a depreciating value.
So fast.
You leave a lot.
Yeah, but like it's just like it's a hobby of mine, and it's like
it's a little treat for yourself.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it.
That's just because like like growing up with Fast and Furious, and like oh my god, I want those cars, and then like really learning about them and like understanding them, like in the engineering, they're true beauties.
That's seriously the reason why I want a Skyline, is because in Too Fast, Too Furious, that's the first car that shows up, or not the first car, but like that's the first car like Paul Walker's character drives in.
Oh, the silver and blue one. Oh, that's
the silver and blue with the blue underglow. Oh, gorgeous. That's why I want a Skyline, because it's a gorgeous car.
Like I'll get Ashley a new car, because like her car's just old and shitty. But yeah, I want to keep my car until it can't run. Like,
and that's fine, because I don't have a car like that. Like that's gonna be my Raptor. My Raptor is gonna be the one that goes until it dies.
I guess.
The 2021 Raptor R.
All right.
I'll mod it. It's fine.
Or you could just get a bicycle and put a little empty can behind the wheel to make it sound loud too. I used to love doing that shit in high school.
That's also a very, very, very good option. Yeah. But I think it's just always fun to dream. To dreams. Cheers,
To
fellas.
dreams.
But yeah, I think, and also like, I think the overall thing is like, I just don't want to work. I don't want to work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
the
think-
next question. Are you guys gonna work?
No, so I'm graduating in next week, and
Oh, congrats.
he's
He
lying.
froze.
Yeah, thank you. I heard you though.
All I heard was congrat.
Oh.
But I think we understood what he was gonna say.
Yeah. But like, honestly, I would make the worst nurse ever. Just like I'm maybe not the worst, but like I know my stuff. I know like everything that needs to be done, and like I know like the medical terminology and like what's best for the patient. But for me, if I'm like if like I feel like if I'm one of those moods like where I'm just pissed and like I don't want to be at work and I'm gonna like reflect it on back that on the patient. I'm like, what the fuck? Just take the fucking pill. Like why do you have to make this such a big deal? You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like
Quit being a
And
little bitch and walk it
yeah,
off.
and like there's times like on me like where I lack like sympathy or empathy,
Mm.
and I recognize that, but that's why I think like I mean the nursing money is great and like it would and like healthcare benefits would be great because I'm like looking at it like if like hypothetically we were to become millionaires, life insurance is like $500 a month. Like
that
if you want
shit's
like
expensive.
the top of the line like Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I don't
expensive.
know. I would still want to work. I feel like I would get too bored sitting at home all day.
See, that's why.
So that's what we're talking about too. We were talking about like eventually it'll be get like super boring because you just don't do anything. But James and I were saying like just make our own business, do whatever the fuck we want.
See, like that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about working, like
Mm.
like starting your own business or like starting your own line of something.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
James and I
making
were
yourself
thinking
rich.
about we're thinking about doing a custom PC business where we just build custom PCs for people, and then it also includes custom keyboards because I've been getting into keybs.
Yeah.
So
And it would it be like you know how like these companies are building like you know they upcharge like a shit ton for their PC parts. Like
Mhm.
what we plan on doing is like we're doing it at cost and then plus like maybe $100, $200. No, probably $100 because $75 is NZXTs. So like probably $100 for labor. So like we would be running at a cost like at a loss, but like it's our hobby and like
Yeah.
there's so many benefits that come off like we can start making like purchases tax deductible.
I mean, I feel like if you guys start that, you guys should do other side stuff too. Like you guys could record doing it, like post it, maybe get some money off of subscribers and all that too. So like there's other potentials, like just getting your name out there, like with that.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's just like little things, like anything that we want to do and to make money, like like what you said, start your own business or start a new line of something. Like it's definitely something that's doable. And I think a lot of us, right, a lot of the normies, you know, the normal people, like we don't do it because it's a huge risk. If it fails, you lose everything. But you know, like starting a like what Josh has told us before, like starting a brake shop. You know, at 10,000, like what, $50,000 to $100,000, and like that's how much it costs to start like a brake shop.
That's pocket change at that point.
It's pocket change at that point, and if it fails, oh well, you know, maybe you lose $50,000. But it was a venture that you tried and you went to. But more often than not, if you have a solid plan and you have like the ability and the hard work to put into it just to get it going, like you can make money on it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something like that where you know, like it's as long as you're not making like stupid like business choices, like I don't know, selling ice on the internet, like you know, like dumb shit like that.
No, JD,
You know what I
was
mean?
it? Selling landline phones.
Yeah, selling landline phones, being a landline phone salesman. Like, what money are you gonna make with that? You know, as long as you're not making stupid, dumbass business decisions like that, or you know, like right now, bubble tea, like boba is like fucking huge. Like opening up a boba shop in Texas, like why not? You know, and like I feel like it may not make like millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It's at least it's like $20,000 a year. You can pay off some property tax with that money. You know? Hello, are you an elderly person? You need a life alert? I'll sell you 2 for no reason. It's just making money where you can.
Does Josh want to come in here and talk about like his? I know he's like financially successful. Like, if there's like any tips for like people who are into GME or anything like related to business.
I mean, maybe if he's down to come in, I'm down for that. Just do like a quick. He's ranking in league. All right, maybe some time. Maybe if the GME blows up, I mean, we can do another follow-up episode and be like what we're feeling and how we're doing with it.
Somewhat near his level.
Yeah, when we're somewhat near his level, when it comes to financial knowledge, we can definitely have him on and just kind of like
not
chill
even
and
knowledge, just the fact that we have money now.
Yeah.
Like I'm standing on the same level you, Josh.
Yeah, but no, this guy
and your money.
but then he pulls out, I'm buff as shit, and we're like, well, fuck, well, damn it.
You know what we can get with money? Plastic surgery, fake muscles.
You're walking
frames and shit.
Walking balloon at that point, dude.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I'm like, we're like, it's been a part of our life because it's exciting to talk about it. It's exciting to like read up on like the potential of a stock selling at $424 million. I mean, it's just
69 cents.
And 69 cents. Yeah. But like that's the thing, and I think it's just fun to talk about, fun to dream, because again, like the way that we've been seeing it and the way that the trends have been happening and the things that have been happening in general, it's like it all points to us making some money. We just don't know when, and we just don't know how much.
Yeah.
But
and I think
just
that's like
know
the
that
most scary part for like most people is like you're like I know if like for you and I, for example, like we're just just pouring money into this thing and we don't know.
Yeah.
And like especially because we're both so tight in money. I'm sure Andrew's the same way.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, there's with things like this, it's not like long-term investments where there's less risk. It's definitely risky, and I think honestly, it's borderline gambling. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think there's a part of it where it feels like it's gambling, where you're just kind of pouring in money and just hoping for the best.
I mean, that's Wall Street though. That's just rich people gambling.
Yeah. The New York Stock Exchange is literally just a casino for rich people.
Essentially.
But like and like that's the we can like hopefully like we can be a part of it some way. That's why Josh loves stocks.
He loves to gamble.
Yeah. I mean, but I think a part of it is just like, again, like looking at the way that this thing's been happening. Signs point to it making some money, and we're just hoping that we come out millionaires. And I don't know, if we don't, it's fine. It does. I mean, as long as we make some money, I think I'm okay with it. If I lose money, I'll be kind of upset and a little sad. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Based on the things that I've read, but it's all a possibility. Like nothing's guaranteed in this world.
Man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I don't want to work. I don't want to work, man. Like let me just enjoy a year off of it, like in vacation, and then we can start business.
I feel like that's what I want to do. Like I want to take like a year or at least like a month or two to just vacation and travel.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's what we talked about as well. Like, we wanted to go to we could go on Asia tour
to Cancun.
Oh, we were gonna do an Asia tour.
Oh yeah, we were gonna go to. I think we're gonna hit Singapore, Korea, Japan,
and maybe Vietnam.
Yeah,
for some pho, some delicious pho. That's all I want to go to Vietnam for.
Maybe if we all are in Texas, we could all like, we could just buy like a school bus or something and just road trip.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, just got the school bus. I'll be down for that.
Just make it an interior like house. Just hang out.
Just I'm down for that. Sounds good.
Or maybe like we'll we'll be like angel investors for this company, and like they make like transformer houses, like
They call that an RV.
no, but like I'm saying, like it's like like in like those shows, like they just pop out something and it's like it blows up to a 10 or
Like
something.
Capsule Corp and Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. Exactly. Like they just do that and they make a house out of that, and then you could live anywhere.
You could live anywhere. The same slogan RVs use.
But you know, oh my lord! But yeah, it's definitely
after that shot.
This man said, "Live anywhere." It's like that's what they say in every RV commercial.
But I don't know, like, and I think it's again like just having this conversation and just being able to have it and just having fun with it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not like it's life or death or anything. It's just like something like we happen to cross on, because I got in it because of my brother, and he forced me into this. He's like, dude, I'm not messing with you. If you really don't want to work and you want to come like have a windfall, like just invest into two. And then I started reading my reading into it, and I was like, dude, if I actually paid attention in my accounting classes, like I would have understood this stuff, and like I would have like spot this. I would have been like the Michael Burry of the short stocks in the in the 2008 housing market crash.
Yeah.
I would have been the one controlling the damn prices.
But yeah, I mean,
I would be DFE right now.
But I mean, I think it's just something awesome and fun that we can all be excited about and just hope for the best, and based on the Reddit community, and it just seems like a lot of camaraderie amongst people or amongst apes, and I think we're just excited. And if it happens, amazing, that's great. If it doesn't, and we only make a couple $1,000s, hey, it's a couple $1,000s more than we would have had earlier. So yeah. But if you guys are interested in stocks and GME, follow the Reddit subpost r/GME or r/super stocks or r/Wall Street Bets. You'd be able to find some more information there. Definitely.
This is not financial advice, by the way.
This is not financial advice. We're not telling you to go buy it. We're not telling you to
Just three apes talking about their own opinions.
Yeah, and just the fact that we like a stock. You know what I mean?
I like the stock. I'm Jack to the tits.
I feel like you have to like disclose that shit nowadays.
Oh no, you do. It's on every single post. It's on every single video. I am
This
not
by no means is a financial advice.
We are not financial advisors. We are drinking on Twitch
for any of your misconduct.
We're and worth $100 million. We suck. Like please don't take this as financial advice. Please don't.
Lagged a bit so hard.
You know what? I think JD's first essential for when he gets $100 million is this: better fucking Wi-Fi card.
I already bought one. I bought one.
This man talking like a robot every other sentence.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm getting a new. If you guys want to hear what I have to say, listen to the edited version of the podcast. And Andrew, if people want to listen to the edited version of the podcast, where can they find us?
They can always find us at upuntilnowpodcast@gmail.com. Oh wait, you messed that up.
I messed it up. What are you talking about? You messed it up.
You're supposed to say if they want to contact us, where can they find us?
Nah,
not if they want to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, if they want to listen to the podcast, where can they find us, Andrew?
You guys can find us on Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. But if you guys want to contact us, you guys can always find us at upuntilnowpodcast@gmail.com or Instagram with the same handle of upuntilnowpodcast, where you guys can find mine and JD's separate links. And I'm sure if you guys look through the followings, you guys will see James's username too, so you guys can follow him too. He's a cool ape. Give him a shot. He doesn't know the difference between a RV and this new thing he's talking about. I don't know. But
Smooth brain, can't comprehend. Hold my bananas.
we're over here playing chess. He's playing something else. He's playing four corners or something.
But yes, we want to take this time to thank James for stopping in and talking about, dreaming with us about $100 million in our bank accounts, making our bank balances look like a fucking phone number, and in green, not in red. Let's get that straight here. We want it green, not red.
Red phone number.
I'm colorblind. I can't tell the difference.
Well, we have a colorblind person in our viewer.
Oh, my bad. My bad, Josh. I apologize. I apologize, Josh.
But yeah, we want to thank you all for joining us for our live stream podcast. We thank you for all the love and support. I know that Andrew and I have been on and off with this recording and this live streaming session, but when we're here, we're here. And if we want to be here, we'll be here. If not, we might be here.
Yeah, shit happened.
Yeah. But we want to thank you for all the support. We love hearing from you guys. So like what Andrew said, if you want to reach out to us, upuntilnowpodcast@gmail.com, feel free to drop us a line. Our Instagram is always open and we're always there as well. And yeah, I'm super excited about, the future and like me thinking about, possibly making a shit ton of money for fun, and we like the stock. Again, just to preface again, we're not financial advisors. Don't take this as financial advice. We're just people that just so happen to like GameStop stock. So with all that being said, we thank you for listening to Up Until Now podcast. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Bye. Oh, wait.
What?
Let's take one last shot.
Oh, yeah. All right, last shot. Forgot.
GME, fam. GME.
Jimmy.
All right, bye.
Peace out, fam.
Thank you.